Hey everyone, welcome back to Genai's F1 News. We've got a massive show for you today, so let's jump straight into the biggest story in the paddock right now, the Mercedes title battle that nobody quite saw coming. Kimi Antonelli has been absolutely on fire. The young Italian has taken back-to-back wins at the Chinese and Japanese Grands Prix, and that second victory in Japan made him the youngest driver in Formula One history to lead the Drivers' Championship. Let that sink in for a second. Now, according to Sky Sports F1 analyst Martin Brundle, reporting via motorsport.com, George Russell should be genuinely worried. Brundle says that if he were in Russell's shoes, he'd be concerned about what his teammate is doing. He also said Russell lost his head a little bit at the Japanese Grand Prix, a race where the Briton struggled after his strong season-opening win in Australia. But to his credit, Russell isn't hiding from it. Also via motorsport.com, he's praised Antonelli's perfect start to the year and says the April break has been a good reset for him mentally and physically. He's sending a confident message ahead of Miami, saying he's ready to come back fighting. And if that wasn't enough pressure on Russell, legend Nigel Mansell has jumped in too. Mansell, the 1992 world champion, is urging Russell to stamp his authority at Mercedes before Antonelli fully takes the reins. Strong words from someone who knows exactly what it's like to dominate in a silver, well, in his case, red and white machine. This Mercedes intra-team battle is shaping up to be one of the storylines of the season, and we are here for it. All right, let's talk about the team that has dominated Formula One for years, but is right now going through something of a talent exodus, Red Bull Racing. As reported by motorsport.com, four-time world champion Max Verstappen has given his full blessing to race engineer Gianpiero Lambiase's move to McLaren, and in classic Max fashion, he put it bluntly, he'd be stupid not to take it. He also confirmed that Lambiase came to him personally before agreeing to the deal, which at least shows the respect between the two. But make no mistake, losing the engineer behind 4 championship campaigns is a massive blow, and it doesn't stop there. Sky Sports analyst and former F1 driver Karan Chandok, also via motorsport.com, is warning that Red Bull's leadership, including team principal Laurent Mekies, faces a serious challenge to stop what he's calling a brain drain. In recent years, the team has lost Adrian Newey, Jonathan Wheatley, Helmut Marko, and Rob Marshall, among others. That is a staggering list of talent to walk out the door. Meanwhile, Autosport is reporting that Red Bull has been reshuffling their technical lineup to try to plug the gaps. They've pulled Racing Bull's deputy technical director Andrea Landi up into a senior role at the main team, while Dan Fallows is now stepping into the technical director position at Racing Bulls. On top of that, long-serving performance engineering head Ben Waterhouse has been promoted to chief performance and design engineer. It's a lot of moving parts. Red Bull are clearly trying to reorganize from within, but Chandok's point stands. Stopping the rot and rebuilding institutional knowledge takes time, and in Formula One, time is championship points. Now this one is going to ruffle some feathers. IndyCar star Pato O'Ward has come out swinging at Formula One, and he is not mincing his words. According to motorsport.com, O'Ward, who drives for Aero McLaren and is widely considered one of the best drivers in IndyCar, gave an interview to Fox Deportes ahead of this weekend's Long Beach race. And he basically said that Formula One has lost its soul. He called it an artificial show, while saying IndyCar is where the real racing is happening right now. Now, context matters here. 2 years ago, O'Ward openly talked about wanting to make it to F1, even setting a personal deadline. He's 26 now. That window has largely passed, but he's also clearly shifted his perspective on whether he even wants to be there. And this comes right at the moment when F1's new 2026 regulations are drawing criticism from multiple drivers for issues like mandatory lift and coast and energy harvesting strategies that limit flat-out racing. It's a fascinating take, and honestly, it feeds into a broader conversation happening around the paddock. We've got Verstappen raising concerns with F1 CEO Stefano Domenicali, which we'll touch on in a moment, and now an elite driver from outside the series basically saying he's not impressed. For what it's worth, motorsport.com also reports that Liam Lawson has pushed back on the criticism, arguing that drivers will always complain about new rules no matter what era they're in. So there are two schools of thought here. But O'Ward's comments land hard because he's someone who was actively pursuing an F1 seat not that long ago. Two big driver stories to get through now, and both involve a little bit of fire. First up, Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari. According to motorsport.com, 1992 world champion Nigel Mansell has been heaping praise on Hamilton, saying the seven-time champion is fired up again and looking reinvigorated at the Scuderia. Hamilton's first year at Ferrari in 2025 was admittedly a difficult one. Adapting to a new team after 12 years at Mercedes is no small thing. But Mansell says what he's seeing from Hamilton now is a driven, motivated competitor who looks like he belongs at Maranello. Strong endorsement from a true legend of the sport. Now, across the paddock, there's some serious tension brewing between Oliver Bearman and Franco Colapinto following that incident at the Japanese Grand Prix. Motorsport.com reports that Bearman has spoken publicly about the crash for the first time, and he is placing the full blame on Colapinto. Here's what happened. On lap 22 at Suzuka, Bearman was running about a second behind Colapinto's Alpine. Then, without warning, the gap closed rapidly because Colapinto was harvesting energy, essentially lifting off, and Bearman didn't have enough time to react. The speed differential was massive, and the result was a high-impact crash that, according to other reports, registered around 50 G. That is a frightening number. Bearman described the incident as unacceptable, and given the severity of the impact and the safety concerns it raised about the 2026 energy harvesting regulations, it's easy to see why he feels that way. F1 CEO Stefano Domenicali has since acknowledged via motorsport.com that he's had constructive talks about potentially tweaking the regulations. Watch this space. Let's talk about one of the most remarkable stories of the 2026 season so far, Alpine's stunning turnaround. This is a team that, according to motorsport.com, deliberately stopped developing their 2025 car as early as the end of May last year. They finished stone last in the Constructors' Championship, dead last, and yet here they are in 2026, sitting fifth in the standings. That is a jaw-dropping swing in performance, and it's a direct result of going all in on the new regulations early. Now, Racing Bull's team principal Alain Permain says he's not surprised by Alpine's pace, suggesting they knew it was coming. But here's the interesting bit. Permain also says Racing Bulls is planning to hit back hard. Because of the enforced April break in the calendar, the Italian team has been able to bundle their development work and is reportedly planning a double upgrade package. Instead of bringing updates to one race, they're bringing 2 rounds worth to a single event. That's a bold development strategy, and it could be a real game changer as the midfield battle heats up. The 2026 regulation cycle is turning out to be a massive equalizer. Teams that bet big on the new rules are being rewarded, while those who played it safe are scrambling to catch up. It's going to make for a fascinating development race across the rest of the season. Some exciting news now for Cadillac F1 and their fans, and this one is particularly big for American motorsport. MotoTsport.com reports that Cadillac has officially confirmed Colton Herta's free practice schedule for the 2026 F1 season. The 26-year-old former IndyCar standout will make his Formula One weekend debut during FP1 at the Spanish Grand Prix at Barcelona, Catalunya on the 12th to 14th of June. He'll then contest 3 more FP1 sessions across the season, with those dates still to be confirmed. It's a massive moment for Herta, who made the switch from IndyCar to join the newest team on the grid. And speaking of Cadillac making noise, Motorsport.com also reports that the team is throwing a huge fan event in Miami ahead of their maiden home Grand Prix. They're taking over Jungle Plaza in Miami's design district and transforming it into what they're calling the Cadillac Formula One Team Miami headquarters. It's running on the 2nd and 3rd of May. It's completely free to enter, and it'll feature racing simulators, car displays, and all sorts of fan activities. For a brand new team still building their identity and fan base, this is exactly the kind of move you want to see. Cadillac understand that the American audience is a massive opportunity, and they're leaning into it hard. Between Herta getting track time and the Miami fan experience, expect Cadillac to be everywhere during race weekend. All right, we're wrapping up today's show with a lightning round of stories that are honestly a lot of fun. First, Hollywood is coming to Monaco, and it involves the Oceans franchise. During a Warner Brothers showcase at CinemaCon, as reported by Motorsport.com, Margot Robbie revealed that the highly anticipated Ocean's 11 prequel will be set around the 1962 Monaco Grand Prix. She's starring alongside Bradley Cooper, and apparently the film will explore the backstory of how Danny Ocean learned the heist trade, set against the backdrop of one of motorsport's most glamorous events. If you needed any more proof that Formula One and pop culture are completely intertwined right now, there it is. Next up, Lando Norris has made Time magazine's prestigious 100 Most Influential People list for 2026. According to motorsport.com, the reigning F1 world champion, who claimed his maiden title at the 2025 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, is now being recognized among global leaders, artists, and icons. Pretty fitting for a guy who's as big on social media as he is on the racetrack. And finally, you've got to love this one. Motorsport.com reports that Charles Leclerc, a man who drives one of the most powerful and expensive racing machines on the planet, has been spotted cruising the streets of Monaco in a custom Fiat 500. Not a supercar, a Fiat 500. A classic, humble little city car, though apparently done up in his own personal style. Fans online were understandably baffled. But honestly, that's exactly the kind of thing that makes Leclerc so likable. Good on him. And that is a wrap on today's episode of Genai's F1 News. If you enjoyed the show, please smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a thing. We'll see you in the next one. Stay fast, everyone.